Oh, we might not have recorded. We were just talking and not recording. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your girl Love. Welcome back to Life with Love. Thank you guys for joining me today. I am back with another video about fragrances. We are wrapping up all of the samples that I played with this month, and I'm super excited about this one. So if this is your first time here, let me introduce myself. My name is Love. This is a lifestyle channel. Over here, we talk about fragrances, we talk about candles, we talk about lifestyle, which encompasses cooking and a little bit of fashion. That's what we talk about over here. Okay, so if that sounds like something you're interested in from a girl that's got a little bit of character and flair and who really likes to talk a lot, because this is YouTube and that's what we do, then this is the place for you to be. I have great recommendations for great things in your life. Was that a tagline? No, we're not doing a tagline. Just erase what I just said out my mouth. We're not doing taglines. Anyway, I'm gonna silence my phone while I'm recording. We are back today with the samples of the month. So if you guys are new to the channel, what I try to do is wrap up all of the samples that I have played in, and I will give you my fragrance recommendations at the end of the video. So watch the video all the way through. You guys ready? All right, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to try to be diligent with the notes, but I don't know. I'm gonna start with up first, we are talking about Paco Rabanne's Olympia Intense. This is Olympia Intense. Now, I did not realize that I ordered an Olympia Intense. I thought I got the regular and the Intense, but I only have the Intense. I will do a comparison video, but this is what the juice looks like. As you can see, most Intense versions have a darker juice in them. So this is what we have. This is what the bottle looks like. Just to give you guys a reference, I'm going to, let me read off what I have and then we'll talk about the fragrance notes in this. This takes a little getting used to. I feel like I'm gonna spend a little bit more time with this, but let me give you my first impressions of it because I wrote my first impressions down. This is an EDP, which is an Eau de Parfum. And my first impression is I love it. It's a vanilla, amber, and orange blossom. So those three things in my life, if you're new to this channel, are my loves. Like, you have to know that those are my loves. I love orange blossom, I love amber, and I love vanilla. And throw in some patchouli and we got a good mix here, and a little bit of bergamot to freshen it up, and we are doing good over here. Okay, just so you know. It has a little spice to it. It's something a little sweet, deep, and spicy about the perfume. Now, what I will tell you about Paco Rabanne that I have in my candle store over on lovedavis.com, I have Invictus and I have 1 Million. So those are the men's candles that I have, and the men's body creams that I have over on over in the candle store. So if you guys don't know, I have my own beauty brand and my own candle company called Love Home and Love Beauty, and you can find it over there. It's very, very close. I try to stay between 95 and 98% close to the original fragrance scents if you guys are looking for some kind of a meter. But if those are your scents, that's it. I'm working on 1 Million for women. I have not gotten there. So that's my first reference point to Paco Rabanne's fragrances, period. And so part of my love of fragrances has transitioned over to, of course, my love for candles, and I've merged those two passions together. So let's look at the Olympia Intense notes. So it is a it's very limited on the notes. It says vanilla, amber, and salt. So it is a deep vanilla fragrance. That's all I'm going to say. It's a very deep vanilla fragrance. Vanilla fragrances can be very tricky. They can be overly sweet, and then sometimes they're light. So this one kind of is, to me, one that's a little sweet, but we'll talk about my recommendations at the end of the video, whether or not I think you should buy it. I will also do a, and I spent too much time on this one. Guys. I will also do a reference between, or a comparison video between this and the original. So just so you know. All right, up next, I might as well do Twilly. There is a video that is dedicated to Twilly. So this is Twilly de Hermes EP. If you go back and watch that video, we've named her EP, and we're gonna stick to it because she can't pronounce this name. And this is a sweeter version than Hermes's original Twilly. So I originally liked Twilly until I wore it on my skin, and I just felt like I needed to spend some time with it. It just wasn't my favorite, the original Twilly EDP. But this Twilly Eau Parfum is a little bit sweeter. And it's still got that little bit of a twang scent to it. I don't know what that is. I have a full video dedicated towards it, but I wanted to show you. This is what the bottle looks like. It looks exactly like the other bottle, except for the juice is a little rosier. I don't want to go into the get your life together, girl, and say what you gotta say. I don't want to go into a full version of this, but we did try Twilly, and I will say it's definitely rosier, which is where the sweetness comes from, than the original fragrance. Up next, let me put this somewhere where they won't fall. Up next is Montblanc's Rose Elixir. So if you guys are not, this is my first smell taste introduction to Montblanc Paris fragrances. I've seen them a lot on other reviewers videos. I am just exploring into this brand again as we are going on a fragrance journey together and talking about all the fragrances. This is what the juice looks like, and actually what I love is that I've worn this 3 times and it doesn't look like I've touched this at all. So this is the Rose Elixir, the EDP. I love rose perfumes. Anything that's like a rose water. I have I think Bath and Body Works like rose water. Love it. So let me tell you what I thought about that. Okay, so Montblanc Paris, what I have is a floral fruity fragrance. It is a strong rose, so it's not a subtle rose, and it really to me is a signature rose. So if you are looking for a signature rose scent, this perhaps could definitely fall into that category. The notes in the fragrance are rose. There are some citrus, it just says citruses, which means that there's multiple citrus notes in this fragrance. Strawberries, jasmine, orange blossom, amber, musk, and vanilla. We already know, but it is a predominant rose scent. So if you need a rose scent that you want to, if you're looking for a signature rose to add to your collection, this could definitely be a contender. So just so you know. All right, number 4, we are going to do by Kilian Princess. Now I know this is very small and you can barely see it. However, I think I've used all of it. There's nothing left. If there's any left, it is a swig. And it's really called I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess. So I love the play on words. The name of the fragrance is Princess. It's got some old school fragrance vibes to it. I am going to do a whole video on this because I really wanted to spend some time with this fragrance and give you guys my suggestions. But it is, to me, a good lily of the valley with a little twang to it. And we'll talk a little bit more about it because I do have a dedicated video coming up with it. So I don't want to go into detail. But that was the 4th one that we tried. Number 5 is going to be something new. So I finally bit the bullet and purchased a subscription to a fragrance. I did it from I want to say I did it to fragrancenet.com. I can't even remember, but I have my first 150 sprays of a fragrance. I picked 12 really good fragrances to try for the month because I just really wanted to spend some time with some deeper fragrances. They were all ones that were on my wish list, and that's why I chose to do this particular subscription. So this is my subscription, my travel size. It's got quote unquote 150 sprays in it. This is Balenciaga's Flora Botanica. I wanted to try it and see how I felt about it. I'm going to do a whole video dedicated to this fragrance because there's some things that we should talk about. It is a grass notes, very, very, very floral spring fragrance. I would say spring, summer, but definitely spring fragrance. So I have that. That is my 5th sample that I tried this month. Number 6, 7. Oh, let's do this one first. Number 6 is going to be Sophenot by Perfumes de Marly. Sophenot is empty because I have spent some time with her this month just to see how I felt about the fragrance. Again, this is one of those dedicated videos. I'm sorry, I know you're like, how many dedicated videos are you talking about here, girl? But I will say, when it comes to exploring the Perfumes de Marly's range, like their fragrance line, I find myself liking something one day and not liking it another day. I feel like me and Sophenot are having that kind of a relationship right now. But it's empty, so I don't know. I'm going to go to the store and just play with it for another day or two. Like, I'm willing to put in that work, because I don't want to recommend that you guys have something without giving you a full commitment on what it's like and how it performs on my skin, if that makes sense at all. So I did try Sophenot. I will say that I did have some good vibes from it. It is, as Perfumes de Marly, is a very potent big girl fragrance. So anything that you get from them is going to be something that's going to really express some kind of characteristic or some vibe that you're going through. So we'll go into full detail about that. But that was the sixth one I tried. I think I'm on number 6, girl. I don't even know at this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope so. And then I put up on the channel a dedicated video. And this is Byredo's. Uh-oh, it's too close. I can't get it. Can we get it? Can we get it? Let's see. Well, we'll get it. But this is Byredo's Mojave Ghost. So I ordered, as I mentioned in that video, I ordered the Discovery Kit. And so I was spending some time with each of the fragrances. The Mojave Ghost was one that I tried on in store, and I just thought that it was such a great fragrance to add to your collection. So just so you know, I'm probably letting the cat out of the bag with that one, but I feel like it's a great signature scent. We talk a little bit more about this. I will link the video to this one that's already done in the description box below. But what I put is that it opens with a very huge fruity note, very different. It's the Sapodillo, which is a sweet brownish fruit, so it gives it that twang. That Sapodillo gives it that really kind of interesting scent. And so that was one I played with this month as well. And I have 2 more left that I got from Micro Perfumes. Micro Perfumes, if you want to do a video together real soon, let me know. But I have 2 that was on my list that I wanted to try, because I had heard so much about them, and I felt like I'm a million light years behind on this first one, which is, look how it's Micro Perfumes for real. So you get these little vials to try. It's got the dipstick in it, so you have to take it and use it and put it on yourself. And I feel like I only used this one twice. I try to give a fragrance a few good tries to really deep into it. This is Armani Code by Giorgio Armani. I had heard so much about Armani Code through other reviewers, other influencers, and I just felt like I should try it and give it my own opinion. It was interesting. It is interesting to say the least, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this one will not be joining my recommendations for buying. It is just something about it that just totally threw me off. It didn't mix well with my chemistry at all. Like, literally at all. At all. Just so you know, at all. I don't have any notes on this because I tried to really just take my time and play with it. I feel like I might have to wear it a few more times to see if I could give it a little bit of life, but this is not going to be my favorite. And it's in stores, it's still $100. Like, I saw it in Marshall's for $100. It's still holding its value after all of these years. So I feel like I got to play with it a little bit more before I make any kind of recommendations on this one. So I'm going to say I'm not sure. I don't like it yet, but I did play with it this month. And then last but not least, I had to go and get a sample of the Big Daddy. Now, I played with him in Saks, sat down, spent some time with the regular version and then the extrait version. I said, let me just get one home. Let me play with it a little bit more. At that particular time, I probably had smelled too many perfumes. I was already nose blind at that point. So I said, well, let me get a sample and let me play with it a little bit more. This was a costly little sample too, because I know the bottle was expensive, but this was a costly little sample. And so for what you can see, and I know you cannot read it, this is no other than Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francis Kirk Dijon. Okay, I'm going to do a dedicated video on that because I feel like that is the best way that I'm going to exude what, when, how this fits into your life, if that is something that you're looking forward to. I try to be very transparent with these samples, but that was my last big girl sample that I tried for the month. Okay, so let's talk about my recommendations. I would honestly tell you to always go and get samples and spend some time with a fragrance before you purchase it. Even if you look at me or you look at any other reviewers, if there are ones that I have bottles of and you're like, I like the ones that she has so far, and I do a dedicated video, then those are the ones that I feel like you should really kind of spend your time with until I start to do like fuller collections, which I will, I promise. I want you to you have to figure out how fragrances fit on, mesh well with your chemistry, how it fits into your life as far as your character, your vibes, and what you have going on, and not just throwing it out there and getting stuff because we talk about it. You also have to think about your fragrance journey. So your journey is going to look different than mine because I am doing this, you know, as for a living. And I want to be able to help you build something that is amazing, even if it's just 20 fragrances. Like you got a 20 fragrance, I gotta have top 20. This is gonna fit all of my moods, my characteristics. Like that's just what we do. I want to say that there are some that you're going to just really have to play in because of course there's so many fragrances released. Your journey is your journey, and however long it takes you to get to your journey is your journey. So it doesn't matter whether or not it's old fragrances, new fragrances, a mixture of both. It is your journey, high, low, niche, all of it. I just want to make sure I put that disclaimer out there as we talk about fragrances. So here are my recommendations of ones that are going to make it into my collection immediately. My first up is going to be Mojave Ghost. Mojave Ghost is 100% going to make it into my collection. My second recommendation is going to be the Twilly de Hermes Eau Perfume. That is definitely going to make it into my collection immediately. My third fragrance is going to be Baccarat Rouge 540. That's going to be my third. And those are the three that I'm going to purchase. So those are the three that are going to go from sample to full bottle. With Olympia, Paco Rabanne's Olympia Intense, and with Montblanc's Rose Elixir, I feel like I am going to need to spend a little bit more time with it because I don't know if I smacked my lips, but that was ghetto. I say that because I just do. This one is such a deep vanilla scent to me that I just want to really spend a little bit more time with it to see how it meshes with my chemistry. My chemistry is going to change a little bit just because, of course, it's spring and summer and our body chemistry does change. I like to wear my heavier scents in the summer and my more floral scents in the spring. I mean, in the fall, winter. I don't know why. When it comes to like sweaters and long sleeve shirts and stuff, I just don't like for the heavier scents to stay in my clothes that long. So I'm very funny about my fragrances. I tend to wear a lot of my fragrances all year long, but my heavier scents, my more vanilla, my more patchouli scents, like my deeper scents, I usually wear them in the summertime. That's just how I do. I don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason. I just do. That's just me. So I feel like now is the season that I can really play with this. I can probably get about 5 or 6 more days out of this. So I have plenty of time to play with this and decide if I want a full bottle of this. And I also feel that way about this deep rose. This is a very strong, dominating rose fragrance, but it's beautiful, especially when you first spray it. And then it dries down, and I got to figure out if I love the dry down. So that is why these two were not part of my original recommendation. And when I go through these samples of the month, I just really need you to understand that I try to spend a few days, like this isn't me spraying it once and then I give you and I say, oh, these are the samples I tried this month. No, I literally spend time with the samples. Sometimes I wear it during the day, sometimes I wear it at night, just to see how my body reacts and works with the chemistry and how I really feel about the fragrance. I spend time with them. So that is why I wanted to do these samples of the month, so that you guys know what that really looks like. So that is it for me, guys. I know this is probably another long video, because when is it not a long video? I mean, it just is what it is. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys. It's very reminiscent of... Oh, I dropped everything. Everything. So let me pull up first of all, let me get this. I had to roll up my sleeves. Let me give you some fragrance notes on this. So